and welcome to another brand new episode of your number one unmatched and premium breakfast show on television.
Yes, indeed. So it's a Tuesday, and we believe that the week, is already into full swing by now. So it's only right to focus on the things that need to be done, so don't bother with all the others.
And you know, that's why we come into your homes bright and early, to help you get out of bed and get the day started with the right type of attitude. Why do I feel like I'm sounding like I'm in the 1970s?
That's good. That's the kind of attitude we need anyway. So, like a hearty breakfast, another refreshing edition of the show is about to begin, and we're going to serve it to you for the next 2 hours and 45 minutes with these awesome personalities, myself, Mazino Appeal, and of course...
My name is Mary Bashua Alimi, and I know Mike is somewhere.
Mike is somewhere.
Well.
He's going to join us real soon, and I hope he doesn't get to be in the kitchen today because he was having way too much fun yesterday.
I was able to win. You know, so I get to be in the kitchen today. I'm looking forward to it.
Great. So we have the entire gang on. So remember, we are streaming live right now, tvcentertainment.tv, and also on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Of course, you know you can send in your comments, whatever they may be, using the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
And you want to also remember our app, please. We always tell you guys. It's available for download on Android and iOS store to watch us anywhere you might be in the house, upstairs, downstairs, or even when you go out or travel out, anywhere you might be in the world.
You should climb on a tree.
Perhaps you'll get us there as well.
You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, tvcentertainment.tv, on YouTube for more of our videos. Also on Fridays, we shouldn't forget, at 2:30 p.m., we have something a little extra on IG Live. I'm sure you've been joining in, and I'm sure you don't want to miss it if you've never joined in.
So we love to start the show with some positive inspiration.
Every time I hear Hush Baby, there's one song that comes to mind.
Which one?
This something like
Hush Baby, now don't you cry.
That
That was LL Cool. Oh no, that's a different one. That's a different one. Hey Mike, what's going on, man?
When I think of that, I remember what you said about virtual concerts and all of that, and how a lot of them are trying to evolve. It's not the same thing.
Yeah, it's not
especially
the same
comedy.
thing.
You need feedback.
You need the feedback, direct football.
Feedback. Instant. So you need it, and it spurs you. You know, especially if you're a very spontaneous person who will react to what the audience gives back to you, and then use it to extend and all of that. So it's really the new normal, and it's going to be the normal for a while. So
Mike is like
virtually,
a chameleon.
You know.
Mike,
I saw him wearing something that kind of like syncs with everything we're wearing about 15 minutes ago.
Oh, even talking
and
about
here
syncing.
he is, popping with red.
Look at that. I borrowed this from off of her, by the way.
I wonder how it would look if I tried to wear it. Let's see now. Like,
Keep it on.
guys.
Guys, guess what's trending today?
Yeah, what's up?
The new iPhone 12.
So you know the way phones, I think it was the price of S20. When I saw the price, I said, in this era, somebody spend that thing on the phone.
No, not now.
In this era,
Not
and the
during
iPhone 12 is coming out.
But
they need to calm down.
You know what the memes have become? First off, it has 4 cameras, so it looks like a gas cooker.
Yeah, yes.
So you can imagine what's going on right now. But the fact is, I don't get why every single year we have to always, like buy another phone, a new phone. What happens to the old ones and stuff like that? What's your phone culture like?
For me, no. So for me, I buy the same thing with electronics. I buy something I would use for at least
a very long time.
3, 4, 5
So does that
years.
mean it's expensive when you buy it?
Yes, when I buy it. I remember buying, my laptop is 10 years old.
10?
Yeah.
No.
I got it.
You are just
so I got
stingy.
it. I got it. No, see, I got it 2010. I can still remember before, just 2-3 days before the World Cup.
Okay.
In South Africa, and it was more expensive than what you get
the
on
regular
your average, on your regular. I remember then it was the first time I was seeing a suction drive for a laptop, and it tripped me out. Like, okay, it was a suction drive. It was backlit as at then, and then as at then it was 4 gig RAM. I was like, okay, I can get something for half what I have and use it for a while, but I want something that the specs will still be relevant over a very long time. And I'm shocked that even now,
it's still quite relevant.
Yes, you still have people selling new laptops at 2 gig RAM.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that this was 10 years, I bought it 4 gig RAM. So if I wanted to buy something new now, I'll think of probably 16, maybe even 32. Something that, so that's how I think. Same thing for my phone. I remember when I bought it was quite, but I don't want to, I can't be changing phones every year.
Mary, what's your phone culture like?
My phone culture.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't get stolen.
or it's all broken.
I
yeah?
have information that you're always breaking your phone.
But how long do you? How do you? It's like you change it.
I've never lost a phone.
Okay.
I've never broken a phone.
Okay.
I'm one of those people who actually would change a phone based on utility. So if it's working for me at the moment, I'll keep it. If it's not, if I need to do something extra and that one doesn't have it, I'll change it. So I think my phone culture is healthy. Maybe a bit luxurious.
Okay.
But lately, especially with the whole pandemic, I see you spying at my phone. Don't worry, I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that. But recently, I've discovered that you find very moderate priced phones that can actually do it all.
Exactly, that's the thing. So
and the brand name is not necessarily, you know, what you should be looking at.
For me, I'm actually someone who uses my phone a lot. Because I use it for business, I use it for research, I use it to read as well. So for me, as long as the phone can do all of these functions, I'm usually cool.
And when it's not broken.
When it's not.
She walked into that one.
Okay, well, seriously, I've always been a gadgets person. Be it in electronics, phones and all, I've always been a gadgets person. I love stuff that can be strong and don't even say it. And at the same time, really, really efficient. That means a lot to me, especially when I'm getting a gadget. So if that is available, then I'm good to go.
Yeah, well.
If you're going to buy, I would say everybody try to get used to checking out specs. The specs would when you look at phones, for now, what I say is the most advancement for newer phones is probably the cameras.
Yeah.
But
that's the only thing that's changed in the past 6 years. Everything else actually has
almost
remained the same.
remains the same.
Yes.
I mean, I got this 3-4 years ago, it's 6 gig RAM, and I'm seeing new phones coming out, 4 gig, 6 gig, 3 years back. So, hey, don't come and go and kill yourself.
All right, now, so I guess it's time for Mary to take us through the news this morning. So, hey, let's get ready for that one.
Okay, so we begin with the Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, who says plans are already on the way to concession the country's major airports for a period of 25 years. Mr. Sirika disclosed this when he appeared before a joint committee of the Senate at a public hearing on the 2021 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper. While responding to questions from the lawmakers on the creation of new sources of generating revenue, the minister said opting for concession is a better option to outright sale so as to retain Nigeria's critical assets. The minister also disclosed that the Enugu airport is set to resume operations on the 30th of August.
We are very jealous. We are not like what happened before. They sold Nitel, sold Nigeria Airways, sold everything. The public, the people have lost those assets forever. The point is that we have huge aviation market and huge advantage to do more and to contribute more to government. But we have to implement this sector roadmap, which includes national carrier, concession, everything.
The Northeast Development Commission says it will replicate the molecular laboratory constructed in Bauchi State in the remaining 5 states of the region. This will help to improve access to health care. Now, the Managing Director, Mohammed Al-Khali, disclosed this when he held talks with the Conference of Speakers of the Northeast in Abuja. He says, beyond healthcare, the Commission is also intervening in other critical areas such as education, agriculture, and infrastructure development. The speakers also solicited greater support from the Commission, especially in enhancing the duty of lawmakers as they plan to introduce an electronic system of legislative business in their various states.
One of the critical functions of the Commission is develop a master plan. And this master plan is being developed so that it is going to carry along almost everything you can think of in terms of infrastructure. So that is going to be our source of execution toward development in Northeast, either in terms of housing, roads, and so on and so forth. So it's a staggered approach. Start at the low level, mid-level, and then we'll go off to the high level infrastructure.
As you are aware, the area is ravaged by the Boko Haram activities, and the area is seriously in need of these interventions. Actually, what we want the Commission to focus now is on the construction and reconstruction of the infrastructural facilities in the region, especially the states like Borno, Yobe, and Adama, where they are most hit by the activities of the Boko Haram.
Outside Nigeria now, The first confirmed case of an apparently healthy patient being reinfected with COVID-19 has been confirmed more than 4 months after the first infection. Using genomic sequencing, scientists at Hong Kong University discovered that the second infection was clearly different from the first, rather than just a continuation or reemergence of the original one. But the World Health Organization says it's important not to jump to any conclusions based on the experience of one patient out of 23 million around the world. The full research paper has not yet been published, so many aspects of the case are not yet clear. If people can get the virus more than once, then a vaccine may be required to protect many more people. The world still has about 23 million confirmed cases and more than 800,000 related deaths. Meanwhile, the United States Food and Drug Administration has given emergency authorization for the use of plasma to treat coronavirus patients. The technique uses antibody-rich blood plasma from people who have recovered from the infection and has already been used on more than 70,000 Americans. President Donald Trump says the treatment has shown an incredible rate of success and could reduce death by 35%. It comes a day after he accused the agency of impeding the rollout of vaccines and therapeutics for political reasons. Now, we would like to warn that the video you are about to watch could be disturbing. Protests have erupted in the U.S. state of Wisconsin after police shot a black man many times while responding to what they said was a domestic incident. The man, identified as Jacob Blake, is in serious condition. The officers have been placed on administrative leave, and the city of Kenosha declared an emergency curfew after protests rocked the city into the early morning. The video footage quickly spread online, and it comes as the country has faced month-long protests spurred by George Floyd's death in custody in Minneapolis, setting off the wave of demonstrations against police brutality and for racial justice. Now, still in the U.S., the Republican Party has announced the official renomination of Donald Trump and Mike Pence for president and vice president's post. In a series of tweets, the Republican National Committee chairman, Ronald McDaniel, said, "We go forward confident in our cause of re-electing president and vice president 70 days from now." During his speech, President Trump promised to outline an optimistic vision for America at this week's Republican convention. Republican Party officials say their convention, during which Mr. Trump is expected to speak every night in the 10 p.m. hour, will ultimately surpass the Democrats' telethon-like show. And that's it on the news updates for this hour. We will take a break and return with the sports news. Stay with us. All right.
Yes, indeed.
Let's begin with the Punch newspaper.
Thank you very much. I was going to say ladies first, but I'll take it.
Okay, that's fine.
The Nation newspaper this morning, Tuesday, August 25th, 2020. First big headline here, UN to Buhari, join dialogue with force to end insecurity. Different approaches must be adopted in difficult situations. President okay with UN support. And Mali transition government talks stalled. CBN moves against Forex over invoicing. And the photo story here, IG suspends entry requirements for applicants. And this is a picture of applicants at the ongoing recruitment at the Police College Ikeja, Lagos. This was from yesterday. At the top of the paper, the Unilag saga, Senate picks acting VC, registrar fails to stop action, and I will overcome COVID-19, says Abayomi. That's our very own commissioner, as he tests positive for COVID-19. PDP reps slam 774,000 jobs as illegal. It's politically motivated. Small headline here. DJ Cuppy unveils 12-track album. Are you going to be buying one, Mary?
Luckily, I get to have access to it.
Then that is true. That's it for the Nation.
All right, the Punch newspaper here says 6.1% shrinking of economy. Federal government won't be able to service rising debts fund budgets, and that's coming from MEN and others. Things are tough for average consumer, inflation going up, manufacturers are saying that. Tackle rising inflation, unemployment, says Lagos Chamber of Industry. Channel Forex into productive sectors, reduce leakages, NECA advises federal government. Here, photo story, applicants during their screening for recruitment into the Nigeria Police Force in Lagos and Gombe on Monday. LG poll, ADP demands cancellation, Akeredolu swears in chairman. State rules out Sanwo-Olu's examination as commissioner tests positive. Gunmen rob Oyo man of cash, gun him down. Unilag Senate withdraws suit against Ogundipe sacking, appoints acting VC. Suspected serial killer hacks Ogun community leader to death. Assembly probes Lagos 3 missing helicopters, summons officials. And up here, we see 301,003 job losers withdraw 116.87 billion naira from pension accounts. $500 million Chinese loan already approved. Probe unnecessary. That's coming from the representatives. Igbo unions condemn Enugu killings. Drivers protest members' death. International passengers who evade Nigerian test face travel ban. And that's coming from the PTF. Boko Haram, Gov. Mailafia declines police invitation, secures injunction. And finally, over 100 Nigerian students killed in 4 years. Oh, and that's coming from NIDCOM. Well, you can read more on this in the Punch newspaper today.
And let's move on now to the Guardian newspaper. Banks, telcos defy recession as COVID-19 pandemic lingers. Growth to remain weak till 2021. Economists seek interventions in productive sector. Debt servicing. And Obasanjo Tambuwal's meeting stirs PDP. Sources allege plan to oust Secondus stopped Atiku. Atiku heads, or rather ahead of Tambuwal, says ex-VP's aide. Party BOT chair sues for calm. At the bottom of the page, numerous headlines here. Senate spits fire, flays NTA StarTimes on fateful partnership. FG to strengthen pre-boarding testing against COVID-19 transmission. IDPs lament death of 30 pregnant women in Wassa camp. Find that on page 5, and on page 6, Unilag Senate appoints Ogunsola as new acting VC. That's as much as we can take this hour.
Yes.
Let's take a look at traffic this morning. If you have updates, you can tweet at us at TVC Connect. Use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. Let's see what it is like if you're already out on, if you're out on the road, then definitely you probably are watching via the app. But then if you're back at home and all of that, this can be a pointer as to where to go and how to move around this morning. It's Tuesday morning and, of course, the second day of the week. So normally there's this rush that goes in from Monday into Tuesday. Let's look at how the situation is like from Fagba. Let's start with there. If you are heading from Fagba to, say, around Ojota at this morning, it is quite free. The only place you're probably going to have an impediment would be around NNPC Pipeline Road. That leads you, if you're going, you'd have to go left and cut into Iju Road. Just at that point, at about, this is exactly 6:34 a.m. So at that point where you get into Idera Market, that's the only place that you're going to have a little bit of impediment. But after then, heading towards Ikeja is quite very, very free. As at that point, you are not going to come across any form of traffic. It's quite free all the way. Okay, and past Ikeja, heading towards, let's see, GRA. Okay, or Obakran Road. Okay, no, Old Abeokuta Road. Now that place is really tight at this point in time. If you are heading Ipaja Road, if you're going to pass through Ipaja Road into Old Abeokuta Road, that is not the best option. It will take you 57 minutes to head into Ikeja GRA from that point in Fagba. Now that's quite long. A shorter route will take you about 35 minutes, and that would be via, let's see now, that would be via Ogba. Right, so you get through Akilo Wemko Road, into Obakran. Now that's a very much preferable option. A much shorter detour that will take you 2 minutes less would be via Iju Road. Now you're going to have a little bit of impediment at Odejobi Street. It begins at Odejobi Street and stops at about Oba Gunjobi Street. That point there, that's where there's an impediment. I don't know exactly what's causing that, but at that point there, it might be road, bad road and all that. But at that point, you have a little bit of a traffic situation. But after then, it's free up until Ikeja. So Iju Road is not your best option. 57 minutes, that is what it will take you. Let's see if we can get some reports on social media while we check out some other routes.
Okay, do you want us to give updates, Mike?
Yeah.
All right, good.
Okay. So I have one here from Follow Lasma. A broken down tanker. This was about 13 minutes ago. A broken down tanker and another truck behind it at Alaka Pedestrian Bridge in Ward Stadium. Movement is affected for those connecting Alaka from Eco Bridge. Yeah. Okay, so if you're around that area right now, that's the reason for the traffic congestion there.
Funny you should say, because I was just looking at that traffic pattern and I was like, this doesn't look right. Normally it's supposed to be free moving on that part, but it seems like as if there was some obstruction, and you've just confirmed.
Yeah,
however, if you're coming from the Orile end or Badagry end, then there's plenty of traffic just at the end, the Abulenla end of the bridge, where you'd be restricted. And there's no point trying to go through the Nigerian Breweries Road because it's also pretty bad on there. But once you get past the Costain roundabout, it's free for you all the way up until the island, perhaps maybe just CMS. A little bottleneck there, and then you're on the island. However, there is another obstruction that's very unusual at the Bunny Camp area of Victoria Island. It seems that people are trying to head out using the island instead of heading toward the Third Mainland Bridge because it's blocked anyway. So that's causing plenty of traffic on there. So I believe it's going to clear very soon. It's just a morning rush. Yeah. But after that, everything's going to be peachy on the island. I think so far that's all I have.
Okay, so let's hear more from you, Mike.
At this point in time, of course, the Third Mainland Bridge is open, and so you're going to, and it's quite free. You're going to spend just about an hour, 7 minutes from here to Ajah at this particular point in time. This is 6:37 a.m. So, hey, that's not too bad. And if you're coming back, of course, you will not be unable to use the Third Mainland Bridge, even though it shows you that you can pass there, because, of course, you know it's alternating when it comes to closing that bridge, but you'd have to use the Ikorodu Road or some other detour. And via Ikorodu Road, heading back is just about 54 minutes. So that's almost about the same. That's almost about the same thing. So this morning, heading to Ajah now, there's not a rush. I'm quite surprised that at this point that's not the case. But hey, you can make your way now, probably the next few minutes. But 1 minute changes quite a lot in Lagos when it comes to traffic. All right, so I'll go join the guys and we'll talk about what's up and about.
Okay, talking about Lagos and all, we all know that Lagos is like the epicenter when it comes to music in Nigeria.
Indeed.
Yes, and when we talk music, this year has been a rather wonky one for
Very
many.
Wonky. But it's coming alive.
Yes,
lately.
it is.
I mean, we're expecting albums from different people. Everybody's excited about the current album from, what's his name? Twice as Tall.
That's Burna Boy.
Burna Boy, exactly. And that kind of like has set the tone for what an album is supposed to look like, listen like, or, you know, how people view it, or preference for the music. So I just told about DJ Cuppy's album from before, and I asked whether you're going to be
for or against, like we're having a debate or something.
Yeah.
I don't get him.
No, I just want to know because she is a star, a very big star. And everybody's expecting to hear what's going to go on her album, especially with that Jollof track that she pushed down our throats.
Jollof on the jet.
Jollof on the jet, yeah.
Jollof on the jet.
I don't quite get it. So I'm wondering whether we are as excited for her album as we would be, looking forward to Wizkid's one or Burna Boy. Oh, sorry.
I like her. Yeah, I like her.
Really? You don't have...
I do. I like her music. She has one or two very nice songs. I remember this one.
Green Lights with Techno.
Yeah, Green Light was good. I also like the one...
It wasn't on the album, surprisingly. And this is a debut album. Yeah,
really?
It wasn't.
The one with the Ghanaian dude. What's his name?
Sarkodie? Did she have
there was a Ghanaian... He had a Ghanaian title. What's it name? It really... I like that one. I like that one. She has some...
My reference always to Cuppy is whether PR does the work for good music or whether good music does the work for good music. Do you get where I'm going?
Yeah, so
if you've got great talent, and I'm not saying that she doesn't have, I'm saying if you've got great talent, all you need to do is just put it there like so, and it's going to go all the way like that.
No.
Does it always work out that way?
No.
There are actually many talents.
I think it does.
There are actually many talents.
But if you have an average track and you really want it to get up until there, if you've got a rich daddy, it often gets till the end.
So here is how music works from my experience on radio. There are several talents, many talents in fact. Unfortunately, not everybody has the ability or the capability to promote their music. people take music promotion for granted. That's original copy by DJ Copy, currently on your screen.
Oh, that's
showing the songs
lineup.
on the album. It's a debut album, by the way. It's titled Original
on
Copy.
the jet.
Yeah. Now, you know, the thing is, you get so many talents. Now, you're speaking from the angle of, oh, if your music is good, I can promote it for you on my show and stuff. But there are several OAPs who don't. So the promotion is now dependent on what you have in the bank. Let's see what we can do for you, which was why, if you remember, Waje cried out at some point, like, you know what, I'm done with this whole thing. But that is music. It's like that all over the world. That is why a famous person can push out rubbish. But because the person is famous, it becomes a
Who in particular
hit.
are you talking about now?
I think I need to take a sip.
Well, Mike, are you saying...
Well, it's not, because it's almost the same with almost every other field or industry in life. It's not, you don't, talent alone might not always be enough.
Yes, that's the reality.
That's the truth, man. Talent alone might not always be enough. Everything, football and all of that. I mean, come look at the grassroots. You talk about grassroots development. We're talking about, let's just take a case of Nigeria, for instance. Yeah, right? You go in almost anything. Do you understand? You have we've had talent hunt
Several
competitions
yes.
that we don't see them so much again.
Yeah.
Nobody really, you understand? We don't see them so much. We don't see that grassroots thing. You know, you think of rappers and music generally, and like she said, look, as much as it is, social media is the order of the day, and for your stuff to be pushed anywhere. One word, someone says it doesn't cost $1 to, it does. It costs something to retweet. If I'm going to retweet it for you, I'm going to spend my time.
Yeah,
I'm going to spend something.
Yeah.
So it does cost to retweet. Someone says it doesn't cost anything to, it does. So yes, talent always.
Trends, for example, you pay through your nose.
Oh, really?
Some people say they get popular by trends and all, but do you know the amount of work, the strategy?
So
it's easy to ignore some trends.
The point, like what you mentioned, just do the best you can.
Yes.
Let's even on the talent side, you're not lacking.
Yes.
For the case of money, let's put it this way. I've personally, when I think of Davido also, and I think of copy situation. See, look, it's not easy to have very rich parents.
It's not easy. Would you
Wait
explain,
now, let me
please?
finish. It's not easy to have rich parents and still decide
That you
to
want to.
push something.
Okay.
Look, you can just chill and you'll be a shareholder somewhere or something. It was the case with Davido. He didn't have to do music. I mean, for Wizkid, hunger made
So it's
him
the passion that's
discover-
driving him.
Exactly,
Passion
and
is
same thing with
driving
her.
DJ Copy, I get it.
Same thing driving, and she has been, and like, man, that girl has been, she has been harangued like out of it. Before she does anything, it's your father. Before she opens her
Even
mouth.
there's
Well,
a
but then
particular track
again-
of hers. You remember one
Before she
skit
opens her
by
mouth.
Oye Mike?
Yeah.
The Instagram
Yeah,
guy.
the Instagram, yeah.
There was a skit that was like, music is not your calling.
As if,
She actually started a song, one of the songs on the album, with that.
Well, I think I like that she did that. She's just taking a
Like,
mickey
she
at
just
herself.
feels like, say whatever you want to say, I'm living my life.
exactly. We had her at one time
Yeah.
when she came here. And
Guess what I heard
Yeah.
about this album that's coming out, that she actually went through voice training just to get it right this time. So in her case, I would say that she has come under plenty of flack when it comes to regarding talent and having a rich dad. And she's putting in efforts to kind of like change the narrative on that. I understand that. That's great. But I will wait to hear the album, which features a lot of people, by the way, which some people might say is an indication of the fact that she, sorry, am I stuttering?
She's also a DJ.
People should not.
So what she does is she brings
Compiles
like,
talents.
Okay, see, for example, Feel Good featuring Fireboy is actually a good, is a
There's a
good
lot of
song.
people on
right?
there.
Yeah, I've heard some of the
So
songs.
my point is just don't beef people with rich parents. If you had rich parents, I mean, come on.
All right,
Your-
all right.
your-
You
your-
don't
your-
need rich
We
parents
hear
to
you,
be
Mike.
successful.
Your dad and mom could have done better.
We hear you. We know you
You
have
don't
a
need
crush
rich
on
parents
her.
to be successful. We have several people who made a success of themselves. Yes, it's just that sometimes that little push can go a long way,
necessary.
but you don't need rich parents to be successful.
Alrighty, so hey. All right, you're welcome. It's been a fantastic 1 hour, I must say. If you've missed it, hey, you have a second chance to enjoy all the fun and excitement that we've packed in the second lap for the show for you.
Yes, it's still the most watched and entertained family breakfast show on Nigeria television. And we must say thank you
Thank you
very
very
much.
Thank you.
For staying with us through the first hour. We still have a lot more for you.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
And as a show specially curated to meet your viewing needs, we have so much in store for you. So let's make the next hour and 45 minutes count. By the way, just in case you're wondering why I'm holding this, I'm not wearing it. Wardrobe said it makes me look good, but I can't wear it because of the afro. I'm sorry.
And for some weird reason, it actually suits my outfit.
It does. So
like,
I'm
I
trying to
look like a cowgirl. All I need is my riding boots, and then I'll just jump on a horse.
Yes, indeed.
And
Now,
into the sunset. No,
sorry.
Sunrise, sunset.
It doesn't matter.
Don't even know
Sunrise, it's still sunrise.
It's
right
actually supposed to be into the sunset, but we are in the morning.
now. Yeah, you're running out of it.
Sunrise has already happened.
All right, so remember, as we move around, let's continue to observe all necessary hygiene standards and maintain a healthy lifestyle. My name is Mazino Appeal.
And I am Mary Bashua Adimi. Stream the show live at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect.
And you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, tvcentertainment.tv on YouTube for more of our interesting videos.
Now, I like this part because on Fridays at 2:30 p.m., we have something a little extra on IG Live.
Yes, indeed. So join us then and make sure you're already following us on IG. That's Instagram, okay?
Yes.
So,
Chef Juliet.
yes,
is
Chef
in the
Juliet
kitchen.
will be joining us.
Yes.
She's in the kitchen. We're going to be expecting something absolutely scrumptious for today's breakfast.
We can't wait to get started.
There she is. Chef, say hi, smile.
Hello, Chef. How you doing?
We caught you unawares.
Yeah, she's looking like, I can't wait to get started. Can you guys just let me get started? But it's so nice to have you on the show, Chef Juliet. It's so nice to have you on the show.
All right.
Okay, so straight to the highlights now. Here's what to expect. You know what they say about chastising being the only way to correct a child?
Nice one. Can't wait to have him on. Let's
Yeah.
talk some comedy.
Yeah, and you know what he was saying about food, I'm actually pleased that the Wake Up Nigeria Kitchen has made it possible for many people to see the mystery behind certain meals.
True.
Like, I'm a foodie, and I used to like going to restaurants a lot. You'd hardly see me walk into a boutique, but you would see me walk into restaurants.
restaurant. Are you a
And
good
I
cook
used to
yourself?
as a matter of fact. So I used to like trying different meals. At some point, I used to put like a percentage of my salary just to go
You
try
like
out
the
some.
good life, and that is
So
no shame, no shame.
I would eat this 3-course meal,
All by yourself?
feeling pleased with myself. When they bring the bill, I usually pray that I
when it
can make it
comes.
through the month. But you know what?
What?
I've actually tried some of these meals I felt were extraordinary
At home.
at home and done even a better job thanks to the Wake Up Nigeria Kitchen, and I'm not kidding.
Congratulations
Like, I've learned
to
so
you.
many recipes that I otherwise had no idea what to do. Like, especially with Beyonce then, he was one that actually piqued my interest because I was like, okay, if you could do it, then I can do it. And I tried some of the recipes and it worked.
Sunday mornings for me are experimental days. I try to see what I can do in the kitchen. So since I've been a part of the Wake Up Nigeria crew, I've tried to do some of what I see there, and it has been a disaster.
You started like you were about to talk about the success.
No
Disaster
success. It's
is
been a
relative.
disaster. No, mine have been absolutely.
Disaster is
Either there's too much
And
oil
where's
in
your
it.
Mike's cooking
It's
story?
relative.
This
Mike must be good. He's still a bachelor yet. You're great
definitely.
when you're a bachelor.
It's relatives. What is disaster to you is cuisine and exquisite for somebody
to the
else.
person who paid for it. You can't
trust
buy
me.
beans and throw it away if you get burnt.
You know, so relative.
All right, now let's do the news. Mary is going to be taking us through that one again.
That's right. The Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, says plans are already underway to concession the country's major airports for a period of 25 years. Mr. Sirika disclosed this when he appeared before a joint committee of the Senate at a public hearing on the 2020-2021 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper. While responding to questions from lawmakers on the creation of new sources of generating revenue, the minister said opting for concession is a better option to outright sales so as to retain Nigeria's critical assets. The minister also disclosed that the Enugu airport is set to resume operations on the 30th of August. Now, the Northeast Development Commission says it will replicate the molecular laboratory constructed in Bauchi State in the remaining 5 states of the region. Now, this will help to improve access to healthcare. Managing Director Mohammed Alkali disclosed this when he held talks with the Conference of Speakers of the Northeast in Abuja. He says beyond healthcare, the Commission is also intervening in other critical areas such as education, agriculture, and infrastructure development. The speakers also solicited greater support from the Commission, especially in enhancing the duty of lawmakers as they plan to introduce an electronic system of legislative business in their various states. Outside Nigeria now, the first confirmed case of an apparently healthy patient being reinfected with COVID-19 has been confirmed more than 4 months after the first infection. Using genomic sequencing, scientists at Hong Kong University discovered that the second infection was clearly different from the first rather than just a continuation or re-emergence of the original one. But the World Health Organization says it's important not to jump to any conclusions based on the experience of one patient out of 23 million around the world. The full research paper has not yet been published, so some aspects of this case are not yet clear. If people can get the virus more than once, then a vaccine may be required to protect many more people. The world still has about 23 million confirmed cases and more than 800,000 related deaths. Meanwhile, the United States Food and Drug Administration has given emergency authorization for the use of plasma to treat coronavirus patients. The technique uses antibody-rich blood plasma from people who have recovered from the infection and has already been used on more than 70,000 Americans. President Donald Trump says the treatment has shown an incredible rate of success and could reduce death by 35%. It comes a day after he accused the agency of impeding the rollout of vaccines and therapeutics for political reasons. Still in the U.S., first we would like to warn that the video you're about to watch could be disturbing. Protests have erupted in the U.S. state of Wisconsin after police shot a black man many times while responding to what they said was a domestic incident. The man, identified as Jacob Blake, is in a serious condition. The officers have been placed on administrative leave, and the city of Kenosha declared an emergency curfew after protests rocked the city into early Monday morning. The video footage quickly spread online, and it comes as the country has faced month-long protests spurred by George Floyd's death in custody in Minneapolis, setting off the wave of demonstrations against police brutality and for racial justice. Now, still in the U.S., Republican Party has announced the official renomination of Donald Trump and Mike Pence for president and vice president posts. In a series of tweets, the Republican National Committee chairman, Ronald McDaniel, said, "We go forward confident in our cause of re-electing president and vice president 70 days from now." During his speech, President Trump promised to outline an optimistic vision for America at this week's Republican convention. Republican Party officials say the convention, during which Mr. Trump is expected to speak every night in the 10 p.m. hour, will ultimately surpass the Democrats' telethon-like show. And that's it on the news updates for this hour. All right, thank you so much for staying tuned. It's time for the newspaper headlines, and we are going to start off with the Daily Sun newspaper. And it says, federal government declares Bayelsa, Katsina, Kebbi, Borno, Taraba bankrupt as economy shrinks by 6.1% in the second quarter. Here's a photo story showing University of Lagos professors celebrating the election of new acting Vice Chancellor, Professor Ogunshola, by the Senate yesterday. Some staff of the university before the election. And here we see program coordinator, Civil Liberties Organization, and some residents of Enugu during a Stop the Killings in Nigeria protest in Enugu yesterday. Moving on, Edo Assembly invasion. Court orders suspects remanded in police custody. APC asks the judge to withdraw from suit against Izeyamu over alleged bias. Unilag Senate elects Professor Ogunshola acting VC. Education Minister overrules registrar, orders reopening of auditorium. Kalu seeks 10-year extension of APC caretaker committee. Court orders service on Governor Buni, orders in suit against the solution of NWC. Border closure. Nigeria loses 460 billion naira to petrol smuggling. Nigeria gets WHO polio-free certificate today. Up here, we see anger in Sudist over Enugu massacre. IPOB slams army, police, action aimed at demoralizing Igbo presidency. That's coming from Masob. Group demands judicial inquiry. Why have they not gone after headsmen?
Sorry.
I beg your pardon. Why have they not gone after headsmen? That's coming from Hoanese. Police, we are investigating the matter. And finally, EFCC probe. I never conspired to witch hunt Magu. And that's coming from Malami. All of these stories and more in Daily Sun newspaper today.
Now, The Sun, for Tuesday, August 25th. UN to Buhari, join dialogue.
Sun.
I'm sorry, I was looking at that one.
You were busy looking at mine, I know.
I meant to say The Nation.
Yeah.
UN to Buhari, join dialogue with force to end insecurity. Different approaches must be adopted in difficult situations. President okay with UN support. And Mali transition government talks stalled. CBN moves against Forex over invoicing. There's a picture there of applicants at the ongoing recruitment of the police college at the police college Ikeja, Lagos yesterday. But of course, this has been suspended by the IG. At the top of the page, Unilag Senate picks acting VC, registrar fails to stop action. And I will overcome COVID-19, says Abayomi, our very own commissioner, as he tests positive. That's Commissioner for Health. PDP reps slams 774,000 jobs as illegal. It's politically motivated, it says. And that's it for the front page of The Nation. For this
All right. The Guardian newspaper is what I have now. And it says, banks, telcos defy recession as COVID-19 pandemic lingers. Growth to remain weak till 2021. Economists seek interventions in productive sector, debt servicing. We also have here Obasanjo Tambuwal's meetings. There's PDP. Sources allege plan to oust Secondus, stop Atiku. Atiku, ahead of Tambuwal, says ex-vice president's aide. Party BOT chair sues for calm. Senate spits fire. Flays NTA StarTimes on fruitful partnership. Federal government to strengthen pre-boarding testing against COVID-19 transmission. IDPs lament death of 30 pregnant women in Wasa camp. Unilag Senate appoints Ogushola as new acting vice chancellor. And here, showing COVID-19 cases in Nigeria. So far, 52,548 confirmed cases. 39,257 discharged, and sadly, 1,004 deaths. Now, all of these stories and more you can read in the Guardian newspaper today.
Yes, indeed. Yes, I know. Don't be surprised. Welcome. My name is Mazino, the chef, or at least sous chef. But in the kitchen with me, of course, we have Chef Juliet here with us. And Juliet, good morning to you, first of all, again.
Good morning.
Yes, indeed. So what are we making today?
We are making stuffed pepper.
Stuffed pepper.
Yeah.
Okay, so this means we're going to be stuffing pepper. I don't get it. Please do explain, because I can see that everything here seems very, very healthy. I don't see anything that might be not healthy. So explain what it is we're going to be doing.
Okay. I have my green red pepper, my green
okay.
bell pepper.
Okay.
And this is my spring onions. This is my parsley. And this is my eggs.
All right.
And this is my unsalted butter. This is my breadcrumbs.
Ah, breadcrumbs.
I have white pepper. I have salt here.
Okay.
I have my season. I have my garlic here.
Yeah.
And I have my cheese.
Okay.
And also onions and my carrots.
All right.
What is on fire is my Irish potato.
Oh, so we've got potato, we've got bread here. So everything, as I can see, seems like we're reeling for a very good breakfast. Would we say this is a breakfast meal that we're making?
Yes.
Ah, breakfast. Okay. All right. So I see you're also dicing some carrots. Is that correct?
Yes.
Where's that gonna go?
Into the green bell pepper.
Okay. Let me just let you work and do some, so do you do this on a daily? You like have a place where you cook for expensive people?
Yes.
She said yes, so I'm not the one that says it, so she must be very, very well to do. But on a normal day and in your kitchen or your chef parlor, how much would a meal like this, a breakfast like this go for? Let me know how much I'm saving when I do it at home. Like, say how much would you say? No, you can tell us now, let me know.
This one will cost you for 8,500.
Wow. On top breakfasts?
Yes.
Really? So people spend that much on breakfast?
Well, let me say some people, when you come to some organization, for breakfast is free. They'll just give you bread and cereal with a milk and juice on top.
But when you put
if you
all
need
this work,
something special,
okay,
like this, so delicious, they'll have to charge you for that.
of course, she's going to be charging you for that if you come to our organization. I mean, hey, we're going to be opening one very soon, myself and Chef Juliet. So just in case you guys would like to patronize us, please feel free. Stuffed peppers. So does that mean we're going to be eating the pepper itself?
Yeah.
Raw?
No, I'm going to bake it.
Bake?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm very excited to see exactly where all the potato and the bread is going to go. So let me not let you, because you're wasting time. I'm wasting your time as I'm talking too much. But I'm just excited. This is my first time in the kitchen, so yes, I'm looking forward to how this is going to turn out. And we're going to give you a taste, Mary and Mike, of our delicious, well put together breakfast meal here. Now, would you say that this is something that most vegetarians would go for, seeing as everything seems very natural? Is this a vegetarian meal?
Yes, this is vegetarian meal. Okay. But if you want to add your grounded meat, you can also add it to it.
Okay, all right, that's very interesting. Yeah. All right, so we have the ingredients for bell peppers, no, stuffed peppers on your screens right now. You can see we have a little bit of salt, butter, cheese, parsley leaf, some spring onions, white pepper, breadcrumbs, and Irish potato. Can I use another kind of potato?
Yes, depend on you.
Okay, so it doesn't always have to be Irish potato.
Yeah.
Can I use yam? I'm improvising here.
That is your own recipe.
Yeah, we'll make my own recipe. In any case, while we're looking forward to how this turns out, if you're out there watching, we're going to keep track on exactly how this is all going and tell you beat by beat. We're going to play back the VAR when we get back. Let's just move to Mary now, who's on standby for health with Dr. Olaita.
Thank you very much, Mazino, considering the fact that you bounced me from the kitchen, but it's all right. Okay, so it's time for us to talk, have a conversation, of course, with Dr. Lanre Olaita. He is an emergency medicine medical doctor based in Manchester. He has a Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery from the University of Bristol. Now, as the co-founder of the venture capital-backed medical technology startup MedCircuit, he will be picking up from where he left off on types of breast diseases. Hello, doctor.
Hello, hi.
Yeah, great to have you on the show. So we've been talking extensively about breast diseases. So we'll more or less pick it up from where we stopped last week. So tell us more.
So last week we spoke about breast diseases. We spoke about breast lumps. We spoke about the things that you should be concerned about when you notice a lump in your breast or you notice any sort of changes with your breast.
Yes.
One thing that I forgot to actually add, and I think is very important, is that when we talk about breast lumps, we also mean lumps in the armpits as well. So so lumps in the armpits, they're a connection to the breast in a way. So if you get a lump in your armpits, it's equally as important as having a lump in the breast. So it should be taken as seriously. So that's something that I think is very important that your viewers are aware of. So that's something I thought I should just mention and then let you know about.
All right. Okay, so, you know, besides even checking out the lumps and everything, I remember last week we talked about breast infection as well. And there's something that has been playing at the back of my head that I just have to ask you. Now, for babies that are breastfed with women who have breast infections, even if they're unaware of it, does it have any repercussions? Does it have any effects on the child?
No. So actually, what happens with a lady who has a breast infection is that by being breastfed, it's possible that the baby suckling the breast could actually make the infection a lot better and make it heal quicker. So it doesn't affect the baby. And it can make the mom actually get better sooner. But obviously, it's very important to actually treat the infection with antibiotics as well. But actually, it doesn't harm the baby whatsoever.
Okay, so that's kind of scary because I can imagine a random dad listening now and is saying to himself, my wife breastfeeding my child, more or less sucking out the diseases. and you're assuring that it has absolutely no effect on the child. In fact, the child is going to help the mother get some kind of relief pending when she, of course, gets to treat herself. Wow, that's really intense. Okay, so let's get back to the lumps. You mentioned finding lumps in the armpit. Are there other areas that one could possibly find lumps or other kind of symptoms that one can latch onto if one is suspecting some kind of, breast disease?
Yes, I think we mentioned just a few last week, but others that you should be aware of. If you notice blood-stained breast discharge, that's a very important symptom that women should look out for, because that could be one of the signs of actually breast cancer. So
Wow.
blood-stained nipple discharge, that's an important one, and actually it's quite a serious one that you need to get looked at very, very quickly. There's a few others as well, your nipple being inverted, or your nipple going in, should we say, or having a sort of different texture to the skin of the breast. That's one of the other symptoms that can actually mean there's something more sinister, should we say, going on in the breast.
Okay. You had me actually checking myself to be sure that everything is fine, but it's all good.
That's good. That's
yeah,
good.
because I mean, all of these, as seemingly simple as they are actually a little scary. But however, for women, especially for women who are very in tune with their bodies and, notice changes early, it might be possible to, of course, get treated and completely cured of it. However, I have seen extreme cases where women have to cut off their mammary glands just so as to prevent a spread of cancer or some kind of diseases. At what point will that be necessary?
So there's what you mentioned is quite important, because there's a condition called BRCA. It's a genetic condition that means that women get breast cancer, and in those women, what you find is that their grandmother has breast cancer.
Okay.
Their mother has breast cancer, and when you test their mother and their grandmother, for example, you find out they have this gene, which means that they have a very, very high chance of getting breast cancer. So in those women, it's important that before the breast cancer actually comes in, you actually have, it's called a mastectomy. So you have a mastectomy to actually remove the breast, or a lumpectomy, for example, to remove parts of the breast.
Wow.
That's a way that you treat to actually prevent cancer in women who are susceptible to getting cancer, who have a very high chance of getting cancer. Now, if a woman is found to have cancer, part of the treatment in itself anyway is having the breast removed. It's called a mastectomy, like I mentioned. So it's done preventatively sometimes, and it's done curatively as well for treatment of actual breast cancer.
Okay, it brings to mind Angelina Jolie's experience. But, there's this saying in Yoruba that cutting off the head is not the solution to headache. But it does seem like cutting the mammary glands off seems to be the solution to avoiding a spread of a disease in this case. And it makes me wonder, are there no ways, especially if you have a history in your family, are there no ways to protect yourself from, having to suffer through breast cancer instead of having a mastectomy?
Unfortunately, at the moment, there's not. I mean, there's things that you can do that would help. There's tablets you can take, there's drugs you can take that can help, reduce your chance of getting it, in terms, or at least, once you have it, prevent you, making it spread. But actually, the mainstay of breast cancer is actually mastectomy. That's actually the mainstay of breast cancer. Unfortunately, there's not much we can do right now. In the future, things might change, but right now, there's not much we can do about, treating it fully by drugs or anything else.
Well, that's frightening. Now, which also brings me back to another thing we mentioned last week, talking about prevention techniques. You did say that breastfeeding helps reduce the chances of cancer, especially for a young mother. Now, say, for example, someone has a history of breast cancer in their family. Will breastfeeding the child, like maybe having children early and breastfeeding, will it help further reduce the chances?
It could do, but if there's such a strong history of breast cancer in the family, normally a mastectomy, so removing the breast, will actually happen much sooner, for example, or you have a certain age, so you can, if you breastfeed, until or you have children until you're maybe 40 or 35, you get to a certain age at 35 or 40, and then the surgeon might say, we have to remove the breast because of the chance of you getting breast cancer. So it doesn't really fully stop it.
Whoa.
But I think that it doesn't really fully stop it, but it might help prevent the chance in the future. But you would still need to have the mastectomy if you have such a strong family history of having breast cancer.
Whoa.
At the same time, just something to mention as well, it's not compulsory that you, like Angelina Jolie did, it's not compulsory that you actually have your breast removed.
Okay.
It doesn't mean you have to. It just means that, if you decide not to do it, it means that you have to be very, very vigilant and very proactive. Checking your breast.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much. If this isn't enough to put, as we say in our local parlance, the fear of God in you to get your breast checked regularly, I don't know what will. I thank you so much for your time, Dr. Olaitan. I thank you so much. Have a great day. All right, so that's about it for now. We'll take a break.
Oh, you guys missed it. I was just done cutting all of that for Chef Juliet here. I mean, how did I do? Why is she laughing now? I thought I did good. So please do tell us what we have been doing since Chef Juliet, after I'm done cutting this. What's going on now?
Okay, this is my green
bell
pepper.
Mm-hmm.
I just finished cutting off the head.
Okay, we just finished cutting off the head.
Cutting off the head. And removing the dirty inside.
It's not dirt though, but we remove the seeds from inside.
Okay, let me say seed.
Yes, exactly. And I see that you're frying some onions there as well.
Yes.
We needed a bigger pan, so we're going to switch to a bigger one, like a wok. So what are we going to do with that? That's what's going to go into our bell peppers, yes?
Yeah.
All right. And I can see that we have cheese here. I was asking earlier whether it is whether we can get it like this from the supermarket, or whether we have to shred it ourselves.
No, we'll get it from the supermarket.
Just like that?
Not ordinary supermarket.
Oh, okay. A special kind of supermarket.
Like ShopRite.
Okay. The big ones, I guess. All right, so now that's butter and not oil.
It's butter, unsalted.
Could I use oil, however?
Yes, if you want.
I can use oil. All right. Okay,
but
good.
what I'm doing, I just professional.
Yeah, I know you're a professional. You don't have to always shout it, but it's okay. All righty, all righty. This is very, very interesting. Do you have like a Facebook page where everybody can see stuff that you put on and like that, you know?
Did I have what?
A Facebook page or Instagram page, rather.
Yes.
What is it? I will let you remember, and later when we come on, she's going to remind us what it is, since we're having a bit of difficulty there. What just went into the pan now?
It's my Irish potato with my
carrots.
Carrots.
Okay, okay. I seem to be distracting you, so I'm going to let you just do all of that. Do remember now, you can always try this at home, guys. It's going to be very, very interesting. And you'll be saving yourself about 8,000 naira, like Chef Juliet said earlier. This is how much she'll charge you if you came over to her restaurant to have breakfast out there. Or maybe a bit less if you have the special voucher from Wake Up Nigeria. Abi, perhaps. How long will that take, frying on the fire?
Well, let me say 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Yeah, because I'm going to bake it also.
Oh.
I'm going to bake the...
Oh, we're still going to bake it?
Yeah.
Oh, very interesting.
So can I get something?
Oh, what do you want? What do you want?
Maybe a tray so that I can put the...
I will get you a tray in just about a minute. You guys, let me see. This is my first time in the kitchen, so I'm a bit... can't find my way around here too well. But, oh, yes, I do have a tray for you. Absolutely. Here we go, Ma. Yes, Ma, let me make sure that this is all clean and ready for you. Here, Ma. Where do I put this, Ma? I'm your sous chef. I'm your sous chef. Don't worry. That's okay.
I don't think this will go inside the oven.
Oh, you need... I'm not very good with these things, so permit me.
I think the one inside is fine.
All right, good. Let's take the one inside before I cause a fire.
Okay.
Chef?
Sir?
It's very hot.
Sorry.
How am I going to hold that?
Okay.
Ha!
Sorry.
Ha! My wife will not have forgiven you. If I get burned on her own, in her own kitchen is a different case. Getting burned with you cooking, hey, I have questions to answer. So I'll let you do this by yourself, if you don't mind. You seem professional enough to do it. While this is happening, we're going to go for a break. Okay, yeah, Mike is standing by, so let's see what Mike has for us right now while Chef Juliet is preparing all of this scrumptious meal.
It's parenting coming right up. Adesumbo Adeoye is a multi-passionate entrepreneur, the CEO and Chief Director at ESOB Events and ESOB Heroes, as the author of a self-guide book titled Parenting a Creative Child. Now, this morning, what we're talking about is chastising the only way to correct a child. Good morning, Sumbo.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
I am good. And you?
I'm blessed. Thank you.
All right. You look bright and ready for the day. So, wow.
Oh,
now,
yes.
this is something African parents would, depending on what you say, African parents might have a problem with you. Chastising. Okay, well, when you say chastising, sometimes some people say they could chastise verbally. Now, when you say chastising, first of all, what do you mean by chastising? Are we talking about verbal chastising or physical?
Thank you so much. You know, you rightly said it. Before I came online, I'm like, God, whatever I say today, let it just be the right thing. Because in Africa, when you say chastising, you're referring to reprimanding someone by physical whipping.
Okay, good.
In as much as chastising doesn't necessarily mean punishing by beating. But in Africa, it means punishing by beating.
All right. So now, is this, from what you have to say today, is this the only way? A number of people would say, no, you have to do it. It's at one point, it's needed in the life of a kid. But what are your thoughts on that?
Okay. You know, we all have had to submit to correction for the purpose of discipline in one way or the other. And chastising happened to be the very common one in Africa. Even in schools, you see teachers and parents using whips and using cane. However, this is not the only way to punish a child. You can inflict a penalty for an offense. You can say, okay, I'm going to cut down TV time, or you're not going to have goodies this week. Or you can choose some sort of penalty instead of physically rough treating or terrifying your child. I feel if you must whip your child or show the sight of a cane to a child before you get them to do something, then you are not training them the right way.
Are you saying at any point, it can't come in at any point, even if it's just a small tap? Isn't it necessary?
Oh, I scold my children. However, it should be the last resort. It shouldn't be the first. Now, this is what I tell a lot of parents who have who feel they've gotten it up to here. I tell them, when your infant is trying to speak or your toddler is trying to speak and they're uttering the first words, dada, mama, and you want them to say the right words, you don't bring out a cane. You smile, you keep reiterating the word, you keep saying it back to them. That is how you train a child the way you want them to go. So chastising or using the form of rough treatment or terrifying them with a whip shouldn't be the first thing you use.
Now
you tend to model it, example, you know, train them, educate them, teach them before you now use a cane.
Okay, before. Okay, you said before, because from the example you gave, which is very, very valid, you know, when you're trying to teach the child how to speak, you wouldn't need that. But in case of where the child starts getting bigger and say, don't touch that thing, and they go there, don't touch the TV, you come back and there's crack on the TV. Don't touch something, and they go and touch something. Because they don't have any prior, they don't understand the value of maybe reward or punitive measures. At that point, should it come in at that point, chastising?
Okay. You see, children kind of specializes in doing the opposite of what you want them to do. So as parents, it can be overwhelming. But this is what I would recommend that parents do. Keep reiterating it. Learn to understand the communication skill of your child. You see the child that went viral, that one that they tagged, calm down. That kind of child, whipping him may not be the solution. he is the kind of child that you train psychologically, and he understands the psychic of his mom because he kept talking to the mom, he kept communicating, he kept asking questions, he even used the magic word, please, you know. But the mom, I would say the child took after the mom. I love the way he was using delay tactics. I mean, I found that hilarious. The child is very smart. However, I didn't like the fact that the child was terrified. The mom should understand how to communicate to the child to get the child to do what you want them to do. Some children you have to psych them to do. Some you have to model it for them to see what you're trying to say. Some you must keep talking, keep reiterating. And then the last resort, like I said, you can choose the whip.
You know, terrifying. We grew up with that way. We could make you feel very bad for trying to do something to us and then just go outside and start laughing. You know, as a kid, yes, because where does that come when you have a kid who probably is quite intelligent and understands the parent and maybe knows that, hey, I'll do something, I'll keep that very, very teary face and I'll act terrified, and then when mommy and daddy is gone, I'll laugh, I did it again. You understand? At that point, when you have a kid who's that intelligent, because I actually know some kids who are that intelligent.
Do you know that those kids, if you ask their parents who peradventure may have been using the form of using physical whipping to reprimand them, do you know that they will tell you that even after whipping them, those children still go ahead to do the same thing? So you need to know the way to communicate what you're trying to say to your child. See, whipping is a form of communication. It's a form of getting a child to obey some certain instruction. It's only a form. It's not the only form. So you have to know the form that your child responds to. So you see, children, in as much as I want to generalize this, all children, or everybody's child is not the same, and I cannot love another person's child as much as the parent would love their children. So if parents just feel this particular child of mine, I must whip this child before the child obey, then they are not using the right training tactics. They need to find out, and that's what my book helps you to know, how to train your child the way they should go.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
At least I understand now. What we understand is balance. There's always balance. Just find a way and put it through. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sumbo. Thank you. Thank you, Sumbo. All right, have a wonderful day. All right, that was Sumbo, and we're talking about chastising, when to do it. All right, that's all we can take now. The second lap of the show is done. 45 more minutes to go. We'll be back after this break.
Now, of course, when you think of mouth-watering breakfast tips, who do you call?
Mazino. You would say Mazino because he has a knife.
I'm threatening you, aren't I?
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Anyhow, it's my debut in the kitchen and I was going to milk it for all I could. But we've also got health tips for you, nutrition, and of course motivation, everything all packaged in this good start for you, this Wake Up Nigeria show. Just for you is why we do it.
That's right. I should welcome you to the third hour on Wake Up Nigeria as well. There's still loads to come in the remaining 45 minutes.
Yes, as you can see. Traditionally, things get more exciting this final hour or 45 minutes. All you should do right now is stay glued. Do not be threatened by this knife.
I am threatened by the knife.
Yeah,
and I'll just standing next to
Yeah.
Did I give a sigh of relief? I didn't know how frightened I was.
But I'm so excited because Chef Juliet's really getting something really scrumptious for us, and I think it's going to be fantastic. We're doing it together, by the way, just so you know. And of course, you know already, my name is Mazino Appeal.
Yeah. And of course, my name is Mary Bashua Alimi. We just saw Chef Juliet. She's still quite busy trying to put things together in the kitchen.
There's a lot we have to do. We are still going to have to fry the eggs. We're still, I think the eggs are going on right now.
Yes, that's the stir fry on the side.
Yeah, exactly.
So the stuffing could start any moment.
Any moment, but we'll let you guys join us. Do remember, stream our show live at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook as well at TVC Connect.
Yes. And of course, we are here for your comments.
All of it, please.
Just remember to use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Talk about Mazino in a chef apron.
I know.
And talk about my dress.
You can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well, tvcentertainment.tv on YouTube for more exciting videos. Make sure you catch today's one even after the show.
Yes. Also on Fridays at 2:30 p.m. we have something. Should I call it something? Well, it's a little extra.
It's extra.
That's an IG Live.
Right away there.
Why do guys do that?
Do what?
You guys want to feel like you're the prince of Nigeria just to get a chick.
I've never lied to get a chick.
Exactly.
I've never lied. They just always come after me.
That doesn't happen again. Just skits. It does just skits that make you. Again, you're the president of
which country?
It's just like one that I saw. The guy, his ex-girlfriend, he saw her coming and he was washing his keke marwa. And then as she was approaching, he just quickly moved to a jeep by the side and started washing it furiously. And then the girl was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much
for washing my jeep.
I just entered and drove off.
What's the worst pickup line you've ever had from a guy?
You frighten me. Yeah.
You do frighten people.
I hear that a lot.
Exactly. You're quite intimidating. I mean, Mary is not exactly somebody you can just walk up to and say, hey, baby. No, you're not.
This is the first thing I'm going to do to you.
Exactly. That's the look.
Like it.
That's the look.
Don't play the cute person when the guy is focused.
What's the worst pickup line you've had, Mike?
I've had. I've had.
You want to tell me girls don't come onto you?
Worst pickup line. There's no line that's worse. If it's a girl,
for real, anything
goes. You say is okay. Your line can be worse. But you say look. Like, when the guy is focused, your look, you're just, when you want to catch a rat or something and you're running the first time and all of that. It doesn't matter when the person is focused. He get what he wants.
Let me just mention something quickly. Today is actually Kiss and Makeup Day. So it's a day to forgive. It's a day to forgive those who have offended you, kiss, make up, make things better, unless they are strangers.
Come back. I'm so sorry. I'm going to be busy in the kitchen. And I don't know what it's called. It's from the kitchen.
Just holding the thing since.
Spring onions. Let's let Mary do the news. I want to get busy back in there with Chef Juliet. So, yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, the Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, says plans are already on the way to concession the country's major airports for a period of 25 years. Mr. Sirika disclosed this when he appeared before a joint committee of the Senate at a public hearing on the 2021-2022 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper. While responding to questions from lawmakers on the creation of new sources of generating revenue, the minister said opting for concession is a better option to outright sale so as to retain Nigeria's critical assets. The minister also disclosed that the Enugu airport is set to resume operations on the 30th of August. The Northeast Development Commission says it will replicate the molecular laboratory constructed in Bauchi State in the remaining 5 states of the region. Now, this will help to improve access to health care. Managing Director Mohammed Al-Khali disclosed this when he held talks with the Conference of Speakers of the Northeast in Abuja. He says beyond health care, the Commission is also intervening in other critical areas such as education, agriculture, and infrastructure development. The speakers also solicited greater support from the Commission, especially in enhancing the duty of lawmakers as they plan to introduce an electronic system of legislative business in their various states. Now, outside Nigeria, the first confirmed case of an apparently healthy patient being reinfected with COVID-19 has been confirmed more than 4 months after the first infection. Using genome sequencing, scientists at Hong Kong University discovered that the second infection was clearly different from the first, rather than just a continuation of reemergence of the original one. But the World Health Organization says it is important not to jump to any conclusions based on the experience of one patient out of 23 million around the world. The full research paper has not yet been published, so some aspects of this case are not yet clear. If people can get the virus more than once, then a vaccine may be required to protect many more people. The world still has about 23 million confirmed cases and more than 800,000 related deaths. Meanwhile, the United States Food and Drug Administration has given emergency authorization for the use of plasma to treat coronavirus patients. The technique uses antibody-rich blood plasma from people who have recovered from the infection and has already been used on more than 70,000 Americans. President Donald Trump says the treatment has shown an incredible rate of success and could reduce deaths by 35%. It comes a day after he accused the agency of impeding the rollout of vaccines and therapeutics for political reasons. Now, we would like to warn you that the video you're about to watch could be disturbing. Protests have erupted in the U.S. state of Wisconsin after police shot a black man many times while responding to what they said was a domestic incident. The man, identified as Jacob Blake, is in serious condition. The officers have been placed on administrative leave, and the city of Kenosha declared an emergency curfew after protests rocked the city into early Monday morning. The video footage quickly spread online, and it comes as the country has faced month-long protests spurred by George Floyd's death in custody in Minneapolis, setting off the wave of demonstrations against police brutality and for racial justice. Still in the U.S., the Republican Party has announced the official renomination of Donald Trump and Mike Pence for president and vice president posts. In a series of tweets, the Republican National Committee chairman, Ronald McDaniel, said, "We go forward, confident in our cause of re-electing president and vice president 70 days from now." During his speech, President Trump promised to outline an optimistic vision for America at this week's Republican convention. Republican Party officials say their convention, during which Mr. Trump is expected to speak every night in the 10 p.m. hour, will ultimately surpass the Democrats' telethon-like show.
And of course, you're welcome back. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Mazino Appeal and Chef Juliet in here with me. So we have been preparing this very delicious, very healthy breakfast. And just in case you're wondering where the other peppers went, they're in the oven. But we wanted to show you exactly what happened while you guys were busy with Mike and Mary. So Chef, I saw that you put some of these things in there while it was frying. So you want to explain what happened there?
Okay. First of all, I sauté my onion. So after onion, I add my Irish potato with carrots and also spring onions. And I add my white pepper and salt.
Pepper and salt, okay.
Yes, and my seasoning.
All right, and we've already gotten our eggs ready. So yeah, that's pretty much easy. You guys can do that. Now, what you had done with the other peppers was you filled them in, didn't you? You stuffed them
inside the green.
All right, so let's see you do that with this, because there was a very special art to that. You want to use that as well?
Okay.
Mike is somewhere laughing at my kitchen skills, but I don't mind. He doesn't get to taste this today. You just wait and see. All right. So I can eat that just as it is now, can't I?
You can.
I'm asking because I'm going to anyway.
You even like it.
Ah, all right. Okay. So the cheese now goes on top. That's cheese, yeah?
Yes.
Go ahead then. Fantastic. Looking good. Looking good. And I saw you do something with the green there. You put it in paper and then you squeezed out the
It's my chopped parsley.
The parsley?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So why did you do that? Why did you take out the water from the moisture?
I just have to strain out the juice and the water on it.
Okay.
So that it will look dry.
Aha, so that's what we're talking about. She strained the water from out of the parsley leaf by putting it in a bit of kitchen paper and squeezing it.
Out. Yeah.
And now it's dry. So this is now ready to go in the oven with the rest of them, yeah?
Sure.
So that's how it happens. Let me help you with the oven. You can put your hand in it. I'm not going to put my hand in it. It's not my calling to work with hot stuff. So now, you see how that happened? So we're going to wait for that to bake for how long? How long are we going to wait?
20 minutes.
20 minutes. I think we still have 20 minutes in the show, so that's going to happen. And we're going to be serving breakfast. It's going to be absolutely delicious. You guys just wait and see. And I'm a part of it, so hey, it's going to be mine and Chef Juliet's one. So while we are waiting, Chef, did you remember that handle that I asked you to remember? We're going to have to make one for you because this needs to be told to the world and advertised. So we're going to do that just at the end of the show. So don't you worry. Just in case you guys have any questions regarding the breakfast that we're preparing, you can always hashtag on comments for social media using Wake Up Nigeria, okay? It's Wake Up Nigeria on TVC, and we'll be sure to make sure that we get the answers or the recipe to you if that's the means you want to get it by. I'm sure we have Mike somewhere waiting for us on social media as well. But Chef, one other thing I would like to ask is, while I'm preparing all of this, what is it going to go with? Or is it just a standalone?
No, it's going to go with this egg that I just fried now.
Okay.
This is sunny side up.
Okay.
And this is fried egg.
Sunny side up, fried egg.
Yeah.
What's the difference? What's the difference?
This is fried egg. This is normal fried egg.
Normal, all right.
This is normal fried egg. So this is sunny side.
All right, cool.
Just like.
Well, sunny side up, you just crack it and put it on there.
Yes, there's nothing like breaking the yolk.
Don't whisk it.
So it now look like a moon.
Ah, get that there? It looks like the moon. So when we're done with that, it's going to come right here on the plate, and we're going to serve it like that. And I can have it with some juice or anything I might want, yeah? No juice? Nothing?
That's
Water?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, very interesting. Very interesting. All right, then. I didn't see where that went. What was that?
This is my season, my complete season. This is my season. I added it when I was sauteing the veg.
Oh, so you put that inside the pepper. I saw that inside the
No, not this one. I just added a breadcrumb.
Oh, okay.
The breadcrumbs.
The breadcrumbs. Okay.
Yes.
All right. All right. Fantastic. So Mike can't stop sniggering. I don't know why. I guess he's ready with us with the social media for us. So.
Okay, it's time to have a conversation with our guest who is joining us virtually, talking about multi-talented actor, comedian, and on-air personality, someone who is also a friend of the house.
Yes, indeed. Now, his real name is Justice Emonarere Mwagbe.
You will know that one.
I think I got it, well, partially correct. Most of you know him as Osh Baby, and he has joined us today for an interesting conversation. So it's great to have you join us. Good morning, Osh.
Good morning.
Hey,
Yeah.
Osh, how you doing, man?
I'm fine.
Osh, why is it sounding like you're just waking up?
I've been struggling to be up for this. Yeah, sure.
Well, thank you very much for being up to join us this morning. We are glad to have you here. Hey, everybody knows who you are. Who's your daddy? That's your common chant. It's always very exciting to listen to you, whether on radio or on stage. Comedian, on-air personality, all of that. The list goes on. So we want to get from your experience. Let's talk about comedy. Let's talk about you being on air for radio every single morning up until now. Although we know that now you have focused more on comedy. But hey, let's start with asking what comedy has become so far since after the pandemic for you and the impact.
Well, basically, we've been shot in the leg, like other, businesses. But if you're a comedian or you're a content creator, I don't think you would just relax because the pandemic is taking its toll on every businesses generally. But comedy has been quite slow. Not the one you do per se, like in your free time. Like now, I've started cooking. I'm not a chef.
It's so good.
And that's what being bored from not doing your regular job gets you to start creating other entertaining content. So it's very, very tough. Imagine somebody earning money like particularly like every other day now has to go a straight 70 100 days without earning from your main source of income. So it's very man like tough.
Okay, Osh Baby, for someone who made a transition from his banking job to the entertainment industry, during this period of the lockdown, was there any point in time that you were like, I wish I still had a day job? Like,
never, ever did I ever.
So no regrets at all?
Never, not one day.
Because I've spoken to some entertainers. Okay.
Like you said, okay, I used to be a banker, so obviously I should be able to manage my finances, and so that's the experience that I brought into comedy, because sometimes as entertainers, because we get regular jobs and we do regular entertainment, so we have regular money. We tend to forget that there could be a rainy day.
Yes.
You understand? Nobody saw this one coming. But I think I'm part of those guys that always try to, keep a little for the rainy day so that you don't think this thing that you are wanting me to think. Hello? Yes. So I didn't think one time to, or wish that I was still doing a regular job, because even the regular job, people said they can't sack them. Hello? So probably they would have sacked me. Yes, during the pandemic.
Let's keep it on this bright
So
note.
what?
Let's talk about your experience on radio, being a comedian. How much impact did that have on your content on radio? Would you say 100%, 80-50?
Okay, so basically for me, like I think I'm a to go entertainer, like a comedian that would be punchlining or slapsticking or just giving you at a point. So radio was everyday tax, which helped actually for me to stay funny per second. You understand? Unlike you doing stand-up comedy or waiting to get to events to do the regular things you know how to do as a comedian, going on radio for that 9 years period,
Yeah.
Actually sharpened my, acumen,
That's
made me,
interesting.
stay alert. Because imagine I'm going to be up 4:30 every day for 9 years. You understand?
Yeah, I do.
Going to
So,
radio.
so Osh,
There's no way that. So it was actually helping to form my brain,
yeah.
although it made me tired too, because some part of me was struggling. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And because you go to radio, you are back about 11, 12. Then before I get to my own personal office, I'll now be sleeping there.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
so my own personal work would, be slow for
For a
some
bit.
hours before I now pick up and do. But it helped. For your question, yes, increase my speed in terms of being articulate with my comedy,
Yeah.
helping me, just because you don't see the people you are
True.
talking
True.
to, so you
And
have to
that's
stay
difficult.
interesting. You
Yeah.
understand, trying to communicate. So I
Okay.
was there as a comedian. I actually didn't go there initially as I'm an on-air personality. So hello, good day, you're welcome to the. I go there to make people happy.
Happy.
You understand?
Yes,
So there
indeed.
was no excuse.
We understand.
Basically.
We're in the business as well. So,
I
radio,
know.
your content was on radio, and these days we see that there's a lot of people, a lot of young comedians
Yes. On
who
social
have
media.
used social media as their own platform. What does it take to actually be funny on social media? Is everybody getting it right, is my question. Or do you think that they could add a bit more to the content that the material that they're trying to use social media to push? Because it's two things. It's social media and then it's comedy. Are they doing it right? Do you have a few examples of people that you might want to mention that are absolutely getting it correctly?
No, well, I think stand-up comedy or comedy via movie or doing skits and all. The general target is to make people happy or laugh. You get me? So if I see a comedy skit, like we call them social media comedians or entertainers, that makes me laugh, I think they get it 100%, because that's their own craft. I used to do that, you understand, even before I, decide to just be doing stand-up comedy. But quite a good number of the guys doing it are actually doing it very well. Like, sorry, Mr. Macaroni. That one is very crazy. Taoma, she's on point. You get, and because it's really not easy to create the kind of content they create. Yeah, it's very, very tasking. Sorry, it's not Corona.
We weren't thinking so, but we
create-
were glad you were on the other side of the screen.
So to create the kind of content they create, It takes a lot in terms of their editing. So you have to actually give it to them. And because I don't want to, create a divide. A lot of time people, ask questions like, what do you think about these guys are actually making good money for themselves doing that kind of online comedy that they do. Like I cannot be editing my own stuff, you understand?
Yeah.
While creating happy. So they have elements that they embellish or probably add to what they do to make you even jump to, laughing and doing stuff like the sound effect, like, other creations that they put to it. So that kind of comedy is easy to assess because, or easy to assimilate, and because you have other, properties helping you just enjoy it. You understand? Like we used to have the Mr. Beans that don't talk, but you just laugh while you watch them. So, but these ones are actually talking, creating actions. They have sound and all those other things that you just see and you just laugh immediately. That's why I'm making mention and calling that. Like even Tomama, you get Tomama and all them guys, Sydney Tucker. These people they do a lot of interesting, funny comedy. Sometimes some might not just enter like that. You need a lot of time to process it.
It's interesting that you would mention other comedians, because I wonder if anyone has ever told you you look so much like Julius Agu.
Ooh. People say it, but I'm fine now.
The resemblance is uncanny, really. But thank you so much for your time.
People say it. I won't argue, but I like that you look like Julius, but you're fine now. You just help my teeth.
Oh, I agree with you. You're fine now. You're fine now, Jerry. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for being on the show with us today. Absolutely enjoy your company. I miss you on radio, by the way. Was a big fan, and I will be a big fan when you return on radio. Looking forward to seeing you in movies. Let me just say that because I think you're the stuff that funny movies are made out of. And I'm looking forward to the food in the kitchen because I'm beginning to think you want to continue the conversation. Thank you very much. So we'll be joining Mike and the chef in the kitchen right away. Alrighty, let's get going. Ladies first, please. You have to hurry because Mike is overtaking my kitchen. I don't like Wow, okay, this is supposed to spill out like this. Yes, that's the idea. Wow. So Mike, stay all the way there. Mike doesn't seem interested in it. As you can see, well, we are. This is what we came up with, myself and Chef Juliet. We know. It's called stuffed bell pepper. Stuffed pepper. Stuffed pepper. You can see the sunny side up and the fried. This is the regular one, okay? Because I'm not a fan of sunny side up. So I can't stand. Remind us what's inside of the bell pepper again, Chef Juliet. What I have inside the green bell pepper is mixture of onions, spring onions, carrots, parsley, and Irish potato. Oh, nice. And also my cheese on top. And melted? Yes, melted cheese on top and chopped parsley. All right, great, great. Nice. I've worked so hard, Chef Juliet has worked so hard, and I would like you, Mary, to please. But you like to try the food. I know. Oh, bother. So please go ahead and give us a test. Call Abraham to come and taste this. Let me dig into this one. Okay. Let's see how it's going to turn. So what's the thing that's inside here? Mike, leave. Do I have to carry this to eat it like this? Because I'm trying to cut and it's quite a struggle. Can she pick it up? Oh, yes. There's a lot of cheese in it. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I can't wait. Okay. Let's see now. Why do I feel like this is going to fall out off the fork? No, it's not going to. All right. It's nice. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Chef Juliet. Fantastic. Well done. Thank you very much. That's how it's done. Do make sure that you try it at home. It's going to be fantastic. Mary can testify. Yeah, I can testify. It's fantastic. I love the cheese in it. I'm not testifying of the one you try at home. Alrighty. All right. Well, thank you guys very much. Catch us again tomorrow. Okay. It's going to be fantastic. Thanks to Homely NG for the kitchen accessories. Thank you so much. And to everyone who has contributed as well. Goodbye, guys. Have a great day.